with the millions of dollars this guy has to play with, I bet he could do just about anything he wants to his face. I'm kind of jealous though. I'm not even hating on him for being rich. Like I want to live this lifestyle. Is this guy gonna say he made his face look younger by mewing? That would be the craziest crossover. This would be the craziest crossover episode. So this guy, I saw him on Ordinary Things, like made a video about not aging ever. And this guy was like a huge part of it. And I really wanted to watch this video about how he made his face younger, because I saw a news article and he didn't look any younger. He just looks like more, like he didn't look like he's got like a bunch of wrinkles or anything, but he looked like more mature, if that makes sense. And so like he didn't look younger, but like this guy's like a world-renowned anti-aging thing. He like just like he goes through like this like plasma blood therapy where I don't know what it entails, but I look like I'm in my late 30s. F you, dude. Whatever, man. Whatever. All right, let's watch this.
This is me 1 year ago. This is me 4 months ago. And here I am today. What happened? You know, I used to get a lot of hate.
I really wish you would have left the pictures on, because I don't really see that big of a difference. No, I was just joking about the f***y stuff. I understand I look a little older than I am. I look like a hillbilly trucker. I'm here for that. I am here for that. Hillbilly trucker, let's fucking go. And I will sail my vessel. Yeah, I'm cool looking like a hillbilly trucker. Like,
and here I am today.
Hold on. So, like, okay, I think he said his face younger, not his skin, because I was gonna say his cheeks are definitely a little more protruding and sunken in, I would say here.
This is me 4 months ago.
I don't see a huge difference. His jawline, we're gonna go full looks maxing here. His jawline seems to have gotten a little puffer. Yeah, like there's more like face definition in like the jaw. Is this guy gonna say he made his face look younger by mewing? That would be the craziest fucking crossover. This will be the craziest crossover episode. You're never watching live streams again. No, don't do that. OnlyJax looks like a rookie cop from a cartoon. Fuck off. That's probably true, but fuck off.
Here I am today. What happened? You know, I used to get a lot of hate, and people were suggesting, you know, I was one step away from death. That caused a lot of reflection.
That caused a lot, as it would cause a lot of reflection. In the video he did with Ordinary Things, though, he looked fine. I feel like anytime, like with these like anti-aging or like self-improvement stuff, like I feel like people always just flood the comment with like, you're retarded and you look ugly and you look like you're gonna die or whatever. Like this guy's whole bit is like how to never die, or like longevity, right? It's how long you can live. So I don't think the comments were telling him like you look like you're gonna die because he looked like he was gonna die. I think they were telling him that because that's, you know, actively what he's fighting against. And so that's just the internet hate mob. Jax, you give cool Republican uncle who is a diehard Rascal Flatts fan. Dude, I do love Rascal Flatts.
And then I was like, off. Okay, so how did we get here? If you remember, when I started this project, we were trying to evaluate how close we are to being able to stop death. And the way we did that is we looked at all the scientific evidence on what you could do to slow down and reverse aging damage. And one of these therapies is known as caloric restriction, which means
I'm okay. He's gonna say mewing though, right? Like at some point he has to say he's been mewing, because if he doesn't say he's been mewing, then I can't say mewing works like I did in the looks maxing video. Come on. Caloric restriction. So like, I feel like that's losing weight, right?
If a person like me consumes 2,500 calories a day to maintain the same weight, you'd reduce that. And so my caloric intake was 1,950 calories, substantially less.
Yeah, that's a big drop. I know when you're like trying to cut weight, like they recommend you do a 500 calorie deficit. So this guy was doing 500 or 50 more calories than that. You know, if you're on like a 500 a day 500 calorie deficit like throughout the week, that's like a pound a week almost you should be losing. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, anyway. During my fasting, I started mewing and chewing gum. Why'd you put that in quotes? I feel like that's like a good way to fast.
Caused me to lose a lot of fat, including in my face. So people started comparing me to Tilda Swinton.
That's fucking hilarious. They look like twins right here. Oh, I see what he's saying. So when this picture was taken, he was doing the caloric restriction. Yeah, I know some of the science behind that. It's pretty sweet, actually.
Now, this was about 2 years into the project, and we were pretty ecstatic. The biomarkers we had achieved in me were pretty stunning. Remember, I was 43 years old when I started.
Whoa.
I had led a life, like poor health habits as a kid.
He was 40. Okay, maybe I was talking too much shit earlier. 43 when he started looking like that. Brian Johnson. How old is this guy? Oh, so he's 47 now? I believe that. I mean, like his face does look like he's 47. He's 5'11", so he's a short king. Gotcha. I wonder if so his blueprint, I know that's where he's making money from. I want to try this almost. The Don't Die community, that's crazy.
20 years of running myself into the ground as an entrepreneur, 10 years of chronic depression. I was in a really bad state of health, and in just 2 years' time, we turned it all around. My biomarkers were fantastic. We were excited. But when I went out in public,
it's so crazy to me how just having a shit ton of money makes you look so healthy. Like, this guy's a venture capitalist, right? So he's got like a shit ton of money just playing around, and he probably doesn't have to put in like a full 8 hours of work every day at his job. I'm not too familiar with what venture capitalists do, but I do know that they're like, it's like Shark Tank, right? Like, you invest in companies and like help them grow, but like you're not starting any companies or anything like that. So this guy, so he's 47 now. He's 43 when he started. So this is 4 years. He went from looking like that fat guy. He went from looking like, well, you can see it in the screen there. He went from looking like this to looking like that. Wait, where's the other picture he showed or whatever? One of my friends quit playing League. Oh, let's go. Welcome to back to the good side. We're at 121.
we turned it all around. My biomarkers were fantastic. We were excited. But when I went out in public, people were like, wait, is this guy gonna die? So there was a big disconnect between the success we were feeling as a team and the perception. It turns out that facial fat is really important to how someone gauges someone else's youthfulness.
That's true. Like babies, like they got like their chubby cheeks, you know what? Like, and then, as you get older, your cheeks kind of do, I mean, what this guys are doing right here. Like, my cheeks don't do that, thankfully. But having fat, chubby cheeks, I mean, that is a key indicator of youthfulness, and don't let anyone tell you different.
The problem was, no matter how good my biomarkers were, they would look at my face and say, that guy's old. So in response, we said, we're going to do Project Babyface. We know that in our youth, we have a lot of facial fat, that over time, it lessened. In fact,
yeah, it's your baby fat. You got little chubby cheeks. Like JD Vance, if he were to shave his beard, would have a little baby face. Have you guys seen him without the beard? It's adorable.
In your 20s, you start losing 1% of your collagen every year. So by the time you're 80 years old, you've lost 75% of what you had in your early 20s.
Wait, is that real? What? Yo, what the that's real. The amount of collagen a person loses per year varies, but it's generally around 1%. Guys, okay, so I don't know if you know this, but collagen is the stuff that keeps you looking like young and fruitful and like keeps your skin elasticity. What the You lose 1% of it per year. That doesn't sound like a lot, but like, all right, I'm going full looks maxer mode. I'm going to start taking collagen. I know OnlyK does collagen injections. Maybe we should think about that, guys.
We wondered, could I rejuvenate my face so I had much more volume? Endless fun. I love every second of it. Now that is a hard problem.
I bet with the millions of dollars this guy has to play with, I bet he could do just about anything he wants to his face. I'm kind of jealous though. I'm not even hating on him for being rich. Like I want to live this lifestyle. I want to live this lifestyle for sure, dude.
We're aware that people use things like fillers to compensate for the loss of volume. It's why a face can look plump and round, but it's just filler. It's just masking the problem. We wanted to figure out if we could use legitimate rejuvenation technologies to restore volume in my face. There are 5 things I did to restore volume in my face. The first,
please, one of these 5 has to be mewing, please God. And if he doesn't say he was mewing, he's lying. I refuse to believe mewing doesn't work. Stop coping.
First thing I did is Sculptra, which is a biostimulator. It's injected into certain regions of the face. For example, the temples, right around the mouth, through here. It's designed to allow your body to naturally...
His eyes look like there's like they're just soulless. He looks like he's gonna like suck my soul out. I don't even think this guy's like a bad guy or anything. I would not want to have, or I don't know. If this is the guy who never dies, I can see it. It's like look at these eyes. What would this guy score on a looks maxing video? Do you think? I'd say he scores like an 8.5 on that bell curve. 100% 8.5.
Produce collagen. So instead of putting filler in the face, which just expands in volume, you're getting actual collagen production. My protocol has been doing 2 vials every 6 months. I think
that's not. I feel like that's not a whole lot.
1 per year, so I've exceeded what they're recommending.
Forget also, what I said.
I was compensating from a place of pretty serious deficit, not starting as a maintenance mode of 1 vial per year at say age 28 and going through time. I didn't do any until I was age 46 and I'd lost a lot of weight. So I've been trying to play a little catch up, but Sculptra is first. Next is I tried Renuva, which is fat transfer. Now, ideally, you want to...
I want to do fat transfer. I want to transfer it from my stomach to the trash is what I want to do. Yo, man, do you play Fortnite? I've been known to play some Fortnite. Also, welcome. I've seen this fat grafting stuff, though. This shit's legit.
Use your own fat. The problem was I didn't have enough fat on my body.
Okay.
And the doctor was
I will not be adding you, but I appreciate it.
Concerned that if we tried to extract any fat I had, I would leave an indentation on my body. And so I used a donor's fat. When I did this, I had an extreme allergic reaction. In fact,
oh wow.
The first day I did it, I met up with a reporter to...
Who does this remind you of? Oh man, this shit's so scary. Who does that remind you of? I don't even know. I can't remember, but this is that is a horrifying allergic reaction.
Do a story for Bloomberg, and on my way home, I blew up. Like I couldn't even see out of my eyes.
Oh, yo. Okay, so there's this trend on TikTok. Hold on. Please tell me I'm logged into TikTok. Okay, I am. It's like this Asian doctor. Look at this. Look at these people. This shit is so scary. So here's the before. Like what the like what is that? It's so actual, like it's the scariest shit. Look at these people. There we go.
That many are leaving patients looking completely different. Millions online who are watching this doctor's work are asking, what the hell is this?
Now, here's the thing. I've seen that like this is like the immediate after, like the one on the right. That's like immediately after the surgery. So there's still like a bunch of swelling and whatnot. It's from what I've heard, months later, you're supposed to look completely normal. Maybe this will show it.
Now, others are saying, great job. There is a secret. There is no secret that a lot of beauty trends and skincare products come from Asian culture. Will this be the next big thing? Talking about this tonight here on The Factor, we have with us plastic surgeon Dr. Edward. Commentators.
All right, they're not going to show it. But, like, I want to show them, like... Okay, maybe this might be it. I'm not doing whatever music this is. Okay, whatever. Here we go. Nope. Not doing the audio. So that's him. That's not immediately after. That's after it's healed quite a bit. Like, he does look better. Completely different, but, like, it's a whole thing. This poor girl's 37 years old before lower facelift. That's actually unfortunate. So, like, it's better than, like, the just after pictures. Still looks not so great, I don't think. Whatever, I don't think he's going to. But yeah, it's crazy stuff. That's what this reminds me of right here.
I called him, I said, just a heads up, I'm gonna show up. It's me. You may not recognize it, but don't be scared. Because of the allergic reaction, we discontinued it. Now, sadly, it was a promising technology. We were excited about it. And we thought it might be a really good path to revolumize, but because I reacted so profoundly, we just couldn't continue it. So that stopped after 1 therapy. Next is we decided to increase my daily caloric intake, going from 1,950 to 2,250.
So he's still not eating more than his body burns, but it's considerably less than he was doing before.
And we were probing, can we increase my calories while also maintaining the same biomarkers and also putting on more fat? And it worked. I gained 15 pounds, just under 7 kilograms, and that helped revolumize my face. I'll also note that
That'll happen.
My life substantially improved with a few more calories. At 1950, you're in a pretty serious deficit. You're hungry all the time. It's kind of painful, but I signed up for this and I was willing to do anything in order to achieve the objective. 1950, it turns out.
The objective, remember, is to never die. So, I mean, they say Jesus fasted for 40 days in the desert. I believe it. But it's kind of crazy. He probably moved his fat to his face. Well, that's what he was just saying, that it didn't work because he didn't have fat to donate. So he had to use donor fat. And that's what made his face react like that. I don't know. But now hearing this guy talk about how he like went through all this effort to make his face like puffy. I know I have no room to say that like I'm not happy with my baby face. So just saying, I like this guy.
Was not necessary as far as we can tell to achieve the same level of biomarkers. So this is a good example of the experiment we're doing where if caloric restriction is a promising idea and it's still emergent, then we're trying this out and we're measuring a bunch of biomarkers. If it doesn't need to be 20%, then we can move to 10. If it doesn't need to be 10, we can move to 0. It's still very early in the days of anti-aging. And so these kinds of experiments I think are at least interesting as a data point on how we think about the therapies and what impact they can have on our lifespans and health spans. Next is I lessened my intake of lutein.
I don't have any commentary for that. I think all this is just normal health shit. But like, I really wish he would show a lot more before and afters because I mean, essentially what it comes down to is he tried to make his face look younger. So he gained a little bit of weight. He got some collagen injections. Like none of this is crazy stuff. Like, well, it wasn't collagen injections. It was whatever it was called, Salama or whatever. It was like, it stimulates collagen production in your skin, which is good. I used to do these collagen masks, which I should probably start doing again. But like, essentially, like it's said that it's supposed to put collagen in your skin, and collagen is what makes your skin look young and not old. So he did some skincare. He gained a little bit of weight. Looks good. What's lutein? What is this?
Which is a carotenoid.
Lutein.
From 20 milligrams to 15. And so I did that because it was making my skin yellow. And I think this is why so many people were confused.
Lutein, a type of carotenoid with strong antioxidant properties, beneficial for eye health, cognitive function, and heart health. Also turns your skin yellow. Who would have thought?
Confused. They saw me, I looked gaunt, I was yellow, and they're trying to make sense. Is this really...
When I'm almost 50 years old, I would kill to look like this guy, though, if we're being honest. I know I sound like I'm meat riding this guy a lot, but come on.
What a healthy person looks like. And so a lot of people were thinking I had liver failure that I didn't know about, but it was simply because I had too much carotenoids in my diet, and of course that I was on too much caloric restriction. Finally, I did under-eye PRF.
This shit I've heard of, like, you'll see.
And that is when you do a blood draw and you separate the red blood cells from the plasma, and then you put the plasma back in the body. And this is what I did for my sprained ankle. It's what you can do for hair growth, which I don't do anymore. You can also do...
What? Hold on. The OnlyJax hairline, look at this. PRF for hair growth, we're going to look that up.
For under eye. And so over time, you lose volume under your eye. And there's only really two ways to revolumize. One is with filler. The other is just under eye PRF. The problem with filler is it can migrate and it become a nightmare. So
his body looks disproportionate to his head. I don't know. I think he's just wearing a big baggy shirt. Because you saw him lift his shirt up just a minute ago. Like, look.
They saw me. I looked gaunt. I was yellow. And they're...
Look, he looks like a guy. He just looks like a guy.
So over time, you lose volume under your eye. And there's only really two ways to revolumize. One is with filler. The other is this under eye PRF.
He looks like a robot. That's true. He does. He gives me iRobot vibes. He also gives me like I'm gonna be like dying and being mugged in front of him, and he's just gonna stare at me like he looks like he's gonna like I'm like in the middle of being like murdered or something, and he's just gonna, oh my god, I'm being stabbed, murdered, and he's staring at me like he does kind of look like that. Which I mean, you know, no issue. But listen, when I get to 50 like he is, I'd be okay looking like that. I'd be happy with that.
Problem with filler is it can migrate and become a nightmare. So I would strongly recommend you do not do filler under eye. It can be very complicated. Under eye PRF is helpful because it helps revolumize the lost volume. Also, it only lasts for like 3 to 6 months. So it needs to be something you repeat on a continued basis, but it does in fact work and revolumize what you see disappear over time with age. And I do under eye PRF.
How the f did we figure that out, like as a society? Like, you know what? We take the blood out. If we take the blood out of the body, we put it in a centrifuge and we separate the red stuff from the yellow stuff. We can inject it back into your body and it'll make your eyes puffy again. How looks maxers look at you when they want plastic surgery. For real. For real.
3 times per year right now. The past few years has been wild. When I started Blueprint, I did not expect it to be a global phenomena. I did not expect to be scrutinized by everyone in the world. I did not expect...
I mean, get over yourself, but also, okay, what's next?
As we head into the future, many of our preconceived notions may be challenged by things that come to pass. And when they do, I think it's going to be best for all of us to say, you know what? I have an idea about reality, but I'm wide open to thinking differently.
All right. Enough of this venture capitalist bullshit. Listen, man. So suffice it to say, this whole video was I tried to make my face look younger using commercially viable, expensive, but commercially viable methods. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's fine. Good for you. With this whole, with Brian Johnson, with his whole Blueprint thing, it really is like, if you have a lot of money, you can live a healthy, longer life. And that's true. And so I feel like people give him a lot of hate for like no reason. Is it truly looks maxing if you do plastic surgery? Yes. Not only, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. There's a missing child. No, but suffice it to say, if you have a bunch of money, you can look younger and you can live longer. Like, everyone knows that. This guy gets a lot of hate for like no reason. I think people just hate rich people, and so they'll give him like a bunch of shit. But yeah, people hate rich people, and they're gonna get hate for being rich and doing shit that they like to do. My response is, listen, man, don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate just because some guy's rich and you're sitting there, you know, gooning in your basement all day, that doesn't mean the guy who's rich is bad. He just has more money than you, and so you do different shit. When you're broke, hanging out in your mom's basement, not saying that's your fault or anything, but if you're if you're broke, hanging out in your mom's basement, and you're upset that you can't do the shit that rich people are doing, like, that blows. But it's not the rich guy's fault that you can't do it, unless, you know, maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, that was a good video. I like that. It made me scared though, because now I'm like, I didn't know like the 1% per year after you're age 20 with the collagen thing. Collagen's important, man.